tactical move here. The police in Westlake used a drone to fly up to that window. They were able to use a loudspeaker on the drone and tell Robert Ohl to get out in the hallway where you see here they were taking him under arrest. 13 guns confiscated, including, look at the lower right, that is more than likely the rifle, a high-powered rifle he was pointing out of his window. Again, he told the arresting officers and the booking officers that he was simply cleaning his gun. Not sure where cleaning your gun turns into pointing it off the balcony, but nonetheless, he was charged with inducing panic. The guns are now in the custody of the Westlake Police Department. They are going to ask the court to forfeit the guns and allow the Westlake Police Department to either destroy them or get rid of them. But he will have the opportunity to get those guns back. He has since been evicted from Crocker Park. Brian?